This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. For 125 years, Nordstrom has been part of your story. The stylist who found the perfect outfit for your big interview. The first pair of walking shoes for your 1-year-old. The tomato soup you shared with your sister at the cafe. These are the moments that make Nordstrom, Nordstrom. Big or small, we're here for all of it. Celebrating 125 years with new moments still ahead. Discover it all in Nordstrom stores and at Nordstrom.com.
Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gatorlight, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gatorlight hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. We're so excited you decided to join us. Make sure you go over and leave those 5-star reviews. If you like this, go over and listen to our other podcasts like the 5-Minute Basketball Coaching Podcast or High School Hoops or Funnel Down Defense or Coaching Youth Hoops or whatever one of the 7 in our network that you would like to listen to. But before we jump in, I'd like to give a big shout out to our 2 sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. They are always, what I love about Dr. Dish is they're always innovating. They're always making that a little bit better, and that's why I think they're the best machine out there. We, like I've said before, we own 3 of them, and I would not be talking about them every day if I did not believe in them. Mention Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $450 off, and they'll give you A1 customer service. And then also what helps keep the lights on, what helps keep everything moving is teachhoops.com. It's for coaches who want to get better. It is a one-stop shop by a basketball coach for a basketball coach. I'm always working with my team 365 days a year, working on making us better. And I want to do the same thing for you. I'm giving you resources, one-on-one calls, office hours, a roadmap per se that will help you become a better coach. And we offer a 14-day free trial because I believe you should come in and kick the tires around and see if it's right for you. If it's not, that's fine. But I guarantee that you're going to love it. All right, let's head off to the podcast. Do you consider, so in our area, it's not necessarily soccer, it's volleyball for girls.
Okay.
For girls.
Yeah.
It seems like volleyball's pulling more than soccer. Soccer pulls, but I think volleyball, it's interesting. Club is hard.
It is. Yeah. So I think it's just trying to, because we are so small, I don't want to lose those athletes that I know would benefit and we would benefit. So, to keep the parents focused on the fact that it's so important, in my opinion, that kids aren't burnt out in one sport.
So here's an argument I can send you the research on this because I'm a big reader and stuff. Is the girls are less likely to get hurt if they do play multiple sports, but if they do focus on one, it's not. I mean, they're more likely to blow a knee. They're more likely to get hurt. And girls are even worse than boys in that respect. So it's like, if you're even the basketball girls, you should be doing something else. It's just like,
right.
And it for mental health, for physicality, all that stuff. So everything. Much better. I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they should, and how many Division I soccer scholarships are, it's like, come on, people. Like
in Foxborough, I can't even name one since I've been there. So, and in basketball, we've had a lot, but those are girls that didn't just play basketball. They were super good at basketball, but they also did other things.
I would put some of that as definitely as a challenge. How do you deal with personalities. Let's just put it that way.
So I have a lot of meetings. So I'll have meetings first with if I see that there's one, and it all comes back for me anyway, it all comes down to playing time. And that will, there'll be one kid, maybe two, that aren't happy with playing time, even though you've told them right after tryouts that, if and until I see something different, I'd love to have you on varsity and compete and get better. But until I see that, you may have limited playing time. And I'm very honest with them. And in the beginning, they're all like, oh, that's fine. I totally get that. But then when it gets down to the nitty gritty and it actually happens, that one person, those two people it will become an issue. And you can feel it in practice. You can feel it pervasive in the stands with the parents and whatnot. So I'll start with a meeting with my captains to discuss the elephant in the room.
Right.
And I'll ask them if they're comfortable, having a private conversation with that person, not having it be like two captains against one, but maybe like one of the captains who's more closely knit with that one person can have a one-on-one and just be like, this is what we're seeing. This is what we're feeling. What can I help,
Right.
to make you feel better? If that doesn't work, which oftentimes does not, then I'll have a one-on-one with that player. And it has gotten to the point that the players' parents, it happened last year even, the players' parents want to have a meeting with me and discuss what I've done to hurt their child. And I have had to get the athletic director involved, but I try to handle it myself because
here's what I've noticed, and this is from a lot of coaching experience between the two of us, is those conversations and tryouts, and I have to cut. So I'm like picking like number 14, number 15,
right,
having those courageous conversations about, you are number 14 right now.
Right.
I play 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Let's do the math.
Right.
And every kid will say, oh, I'm okay with that. But in that meeting at that time, it's like their life is dependent on it. Because if they say no, then they're gone, kind of thing.
Right.
So what I've done is I've said, well, go home and have a conversation with your parents. Make sure you talk to your parents. I'm going to check with your parents and let them know that we've had this conversation about where I see you now, and things can change, but that we're all on the same page before we make this official. Because they hear it, they say it, but they don't really believe it.
No, they don't think they're that kid you're really talking about, because
they think they're starting by the end of the year. Yes. Yeah. I had one of those this year. It's like I told them that. I said, you're 15 out of 15.
Right.
You're probably not going to play very much. Are you? Yes. By the end of the season, I think he thought he should be starting. Like, it's just one of those things.
Right.
I'm almost tempted to put it like, remember the conversation we had? We talked about this. I'm almost tempted to have him sign something like, look, we talked about this in this meeting with the coaches, and you said you were good and you understood and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, and it's hard. It's hard when they're old. It's easier when they're underclassmen to not play.
Right.
Because there's always.
But when they're juniors now, forget it. Juniors think they should be on varsity. There's no such thing as juniors on JV anymore. Apparently that's the thing now. And even sometimes sophomores.
It is around here too. Like, I'd never put a junior on like new.
Yeah. So I mean, sophomores, like, for those parents to be so upset with you if their sophomore daughter is not on varsity, I just can't get over. So, I mean, I remember in high school, I was on varsity as a sophomore, but all my friends were sophomores on JV. And I remember being jealous, like going, seriously, like, look how much fun they're having, and I'm on varsity.
I know. And I was a sophomore, and then I got pulled up a little bit, and then I went back down. I was one of those, and it was fine because it was like coach was talking to me about it, but I just wanted to play against the better kids. It's like, whatever.
Right.
And parenting was a little different. My dad would have laughed at me if I had to come home and complain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think parents would say hi, and that would be the extent.
My dad would have gone like, what? Like, go talk to your coach. Why are you talking to me about not playing?
Right.
It's not my issue. It's like, so what do you think is the hardest thing to teach, or what do you think is a fundamental or a skill or something that we're struggling with, that kids aren't as good? I mean, shooting 3-pointers is not a problem. They're all good at taking them, not making them, but
just jump in the gym, like put their sneakers on and start jacking up threes. Defense is my thing. So I am definitely a defensive based coach. So for the kids who have not played for me before and are just coming up to the high school, they may have watched, and a lot of our middle school kids come to a lot of high school games. But until you step into the gym and realize what defense at Foxborough entails and the amount of work that's required and to play the system that I play, they're not used to it. And as much as they see it, they don't really recognize the fact that there's a lot that goes into it. And I remember my first couple of years, I was so based on defense that sometimes I'd only have like 2 offenses put in because I was determined to have these kids learn how to play team defense. And I mean, and when I first started coaching, they were coming up playing 2-3 zone, and that was all they knew. And I'm like, what is happening?
So explain how you dive into that deeper. Defense. How do you teach that? What is your secret sauce on that?
So you've probably seen that's like kids either have that aggressive gene that they are bound and determined if they're responsible for guarding a kid, they are not getting the ball. And if they're going to get the ball, it's going to be really hard. But there's not a ton of those kids. You have to teach them in order to play. You need to play the best on the ball defense and then teach them off the ball. But on the ball defense is where we start. And like
guard your yard. They refuse to guard their yard. Like I know there'll be help over there if you get beat, but you shouldn't get beat. Like
no, yes. Yeah, it sounds so simple, but it's not. Like the amount of effort and energy that it takes to play good defense, no one's taught that, at least not in the youth programs that I've, been used to watching. So it's that first month, I want to say, of right after tryouts is spent on defense, and just even those who have played varsity, just to remind them, like, this is what you need to, if you want to play and you want us to be good, this is what we need to do. So I may have not had all the best offensive teams and shooting teams in the past, but what we've been able to do defensively to wreak havoc out there and shut down other teams, that's just made us better. So
my guess is your defense gets you offense, probably.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're a fast breaking team. That we generate a lot of steals, we force a lot of mistakes, and we, turn that into a lot of offensive possessions that don't involve us setting up anything. Like we're able to just, do a secondary fast break because of what we've accomplished on defense.
Do you have a coaching moment, like a moment, good one, bad one? Like a moment that you'd want to share, like something that you learned something as because again, these are going to be all state championship coaches that we're talking. Do you have like a moment or an aha thing that you would want to share, good or bad? Mine tend to be bad more than good because I learn more from the bad. But
I know it's so true. The good ones you remember, like, just winning those state championship games and have the, we are the champion songs playing in the background. But it's the games leading up to those games that are where you say you learn the most from. There's one game, it was in our 2018 state semifinals game. And there was this girl on our team, such a great defender. She was getting hot or cold offensively, but I had her guarding the best player on our opposing team, and she had 4 fouls. And we were tied with about, a minute or 2 left. And she took an offensive charge that you hold your breath because there's 3 refs out there. Are they calling a charge? Are they calling her 5th foul? What's going to happen if she falls out? Because I have no one that can guard this girl that's going to kill us. But they called a charge, but it was just the gutsiest thing for this kid. And she she did exactly well, perfect.
Right.
But you never know.
It's still a 50-50
Yeah, you
call.
never know. But it's just one of those, like, I still get goosebumps when I think about it because we ended up winning in overtime. But that one play, that one call could have changed everything. But it was just so gutsy on her part. And I always will remember the defense she played that game and the way that she took that charge against this girl that was far bigger, far better than she was. Just I love that moment of her. But one state quarterfinals we were in, we did not win. We got humiliated in about I think it was 2019, right after us, because I graduated everyone after that 2018. All 5 seniors graduated. So
it's hard. Trust me, I did that after my last state appearance. You graduate 5 seniors that you start. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. But we had done, well enough to get to the state quarterfinals maybe. But the other team showed up they filled the gym, and our underclassmen were, I was going to say a bad word. They did not do well that day. They showed up and they handed in their letter of resignation before the game even started.
Yeah.
Then I took it as did I not prepare them well enough? Were they not ready for that type of environment? So then it's a lot of reflection as a coach, what could I have done differently?
Right.
And those are the types of things I have to remember,
I think reflection's good. I usually send out something to my trusted friends about what did you see about my team? What did we do well? What didn't we do well? But the best thing about underclasses is they become upperclassmen.
Yes, and they'll
remember about a sophomore, they become a junior.
Yeah. And we ended up playing that team when those freshmen were juniors, and we blew them out of the gym. And they knew that team travels well. They were playing cornhole in the parking lot. They brought their entire town. And but we weren't intimidated this time because they were 2 years older. But they also ingrained in their heads, remember that feeling leaving that gym, looking up at that scoreboard when we didn't show up tonight? You don't ever want to feel that again because you didn't prepare yourselves well.
And I tell them, sometimes you play your best game and you lose. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't lose sleep over those.
No, not at all.
It's you got a 92 and they got a 94. That you both got A's, but they just got a better grade than you. It's very similar.
No, absolutely.
No. So if you could a young coach in Wyoming wants to build a youth or wants to build a state championship program, not just because winning one is one, but you have won 4, I've won 3. There's a difference between. Yeah, I always say the first one is for the kids, the second one's for the school, and the third and fourth is for the coach. Because then there's you become legit at that point,
Right.
Because the first one's for those kids that kind of get over the hurdle, and the second one's for the school. Look, we've won 2. But what would you say? What 3 things would you say are really important to build a state championship program?
I think, like I said, get invested in the youth program. So you have to get the community in general invested in you as well. So it's not just those younger kids and their families, but just getting the community in general involved. Foxborough's, we have about 17,000 in the town, and we get a pretty good showing. I used to go into the gym and there'd be the parents and the grandparents there. That was it. Student body didn't come, nothing. So you have to, generate some energy in that way. Second thing is find out what you really want to focus on, the first month of each single season. So find something that defines you as a coach, something that when the younger kids say oh, Coach Downs, to me, what I think they say is Coach Downs loves defense. So find something that defines where you want your direction to be at the high school. And then you have to build those relationships. And it's not just with the kids that are on your team, on the varsity team, and not just those captains, but with the kids coming up. And a lot of times I don't know the freshmen more than just what their names are, what they play on the court, and I know nothing else. So I find if you build those relationships with them, it may not make them superstars, but it's going to make them buy into what you're trying to do, and makes their families a little bit more invested in what you're trying to do. I've had some really great kids that have played on varsity that have been fine with averaging 2 minutes a game. But they're our best cheerleaders on the court. They're our best people behind the scenes, getting the kids gelled and feeling that cohesion of a team. And I, last night in general, for instance, I drove to Bryant University soccer game because Bryant was playing Stonehill, and Bryant has one of my players that was on that. She's a fifth year there at Bryant playing soccer. And two of my players that played for me playing on the Stonehill soccer team years ago. So there are now juniors and seniors in college, and I keep those relationships. And I'll have girls that have, in their mid-20s that will still reach out to me, and it makes you feel good. So I know I've done something the right way, to do things to build those relationships off the basketball court.
I agree. I mean, I think just about everyone says those relationships are the ones that kick it. What would you tell your younger self? What would you tell your your younger self? That I always think that's good for coaches that are listening.
Yeah. In my first few years, as my husband will attest, I would let the losses affect me far too much. I would come home and that's all I could think about. It wasn't about my kids or what I needed to do in my personal life. I was just so invested in our wins and losses. And I would tell myself to take it a little bit easier on myself and just, put it behind you as much as possible and go on to the next practice and, take it a step up from what you saw, whatever deficiency you had in that game, forget about it until the next day of practice. But I would carry, I would have dreams. I'd wake up at 3:00 in the morning and be like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Or I can't believe that kid did that. Or this play didn't work.
Or I didn't do this. Or I didn't call that timeout.
Oh, it would be a lot about me.
Oh, yes.
I should have gone. Why did I go to that defense? Why didn't I call that inbounds play? I should have pulled her off earlier. Like there was just, I would beat myself up. And I've gotten far better at that. I'm still not perfect, but I am way better
too. It still stings a lot because I'm not used to it, but I think I've shifted to I'm going to learn something from this.
Yeah,
we are going to learn something from
definitely.
This.
Also, the thicker skin developed over time too, because you're able to hear things in the stands or even just feel things in the stands. Like people aren't going to like you all the time, and in the beginning, I was far more affected by that, and now I just don't care. And I
my thing is fire me. I'll go fishing. I
know, seriously. I live in Foxborough. I coach in Foxborough. So there'll be sometimes I'll pull into a grocery store, see certain cars there, and I will leave and go to a different grocery store because I just, no, thank you.
Yeah, I agree. You learn to compartmentalize that a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Coach. I always end with that question. I love that question because it's a great way to kind of to bookend it. But I appreciate coming on, and I know the coaches will too. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. This is really great discussion. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. If you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, jump up and down, run around your house, whatever you need to do. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Have a great day.
Booking.com is the easiest way. From a day surrounded by noise to a stay surrounded by nature. That's nice. Go on, book it. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown. Because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. And it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.